Stakes at Newmarket sent off the 4-6 favourite here at Goodwood.
Lined up this Group 3 Bonham's Thoroughbred Stakes at the mile start, and they're away. Nostrum jumps out alertly, and Ryan Moore looks like being positive with Epictetus on the rail. Galeron, and further out then is Bold Discovery. They're followed by Monte Silvano, the inside of Knight, and Docklands is held up by Haley Turner at the rear of the field. So Nostrum repeating the front-running tactics that saw him win at Newmarket a few weeks ago, and it's Nostrum by a couple of lengths to Bold Discovery on the outside, Epictetus and Frankie Dettori in the white cap on the rail. They're followed by Galeron and Monte Silvano and Knight, and still held on to at the back is the Britannia winner, Docklands. Swinging right-handed, slightly uphill, and Nostrum by a length and a half. And there'd be a good 8-9 lengths first to last here. Nostrum striding out well. From on the outside, Bold Discovery, Epictetus getting the run through up the rail, followed by Galeron in fourth, Monte Silvano, Knight, and the back marker still is Docklands, about to run towards the final 3 furlongs now down the home straight. And the hot favourite Nostrum leads this field in this Bonham's Thoroughbred Stakes from Bold Discovery in second. Epictetus is shut in towards the inside from Galeron under pressure. Knight with a run out wide. Then Monte Silvano and Docklands now about to be pulled widest of all. Still Nostrum as they race past the 2-pole. It's Nostrum asked for more. Leads by a length and a half to Epictetus and Bold Discovery, Knight and Galeron, and then Docklands down the outside. Nostrum at the moment is finding enough. It's Nostrum, but here's Epictetus now closing down on the leader and beginning to get there in the hands of Frankie Dettori, and it's going to be a turn up here, and Epictetus forges away from Nostrum to win. Epictetus and Frankie lift the Bonham's Thoroughbred Stakes from Nostrum, followed home by Galeron and Knight, Bold Discovery, Docklands, and finally Monte Silvano.
It was Epictetus at 6-1, the winner of the Bonham's Thoroughbred Stakes. Nostrum, the odds-on favourite, beaten 4-6, the favourite. The bubble slightly bursting at Goodwood this afternoon, but it was Frankie Dettori on Nostrum who led the way. The odds-on favourite Ryan Moore just tracking all the time, looked to be holding the field, but Frankie sitting just 3 from the leader on the inside on the slipstream, and a very smooth exit from that pocket by Frankie. Waited and makes his move, pulls him out to land the Thoroughbred Stakes.
Epictetus has just won the Group 3 Thoroughbred Stakes. Frankie Dettori was on board. I reckon that was the ride that probably gave you quite a bit of pleasure, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we've tried 3 times a mile and a quarter, and we always had an excuse. We thought the ground, the competition in the jockey club. So we thought, well, maybe George was right, the owner. He said, you guys, you're running this horse too long. So John and Thady found the race over a mile, and of course the Ferry looked very hard to beat. I had a good passage, and you know, he passed the horse and he wasn't stopping, so I've got to give him full credit. He showed a good change of gear.
Yes, you were slipstreaming Nostrum throughout, weren't you?
Yes, he streamed, and I got the gap, and then it was up to him to pick up, and he did. So I got to, say, well done to him. He wasn't a gimme. He had to do it himself.
So for you, it was the critical point was the drop to a mile, because obviously the cheek pieces also came off, and we also returned to ease in the ground. But for you, it was the distance. Yeah, obviously, yes. He proved today that it was the distance, and because he got a mile well in the Doncaster race last year on every ground, we thought mile and a quarter would be no problem. So, he won the blue ribbon. Then we tried the jockey club, and then we tried dropping class at Ascot, and then, like I said, Joe Strobridge gave us a telling off, and he told us to run him over a mile, and he was right. Is he ready to go back up in grade now? Yeah, I mean, the first race that sprang to my mind was the Celebration Mile here in 3 weeks, and then there's lots of races in the autumn, like the race in Newmarket, or even maybe one of the races at Arc Weekend. So, pleased that he's beat a decent field in style. So good, we can go back with big plans. And the fact that he does handle some ease in the ground means that you can go boldly in the autumn as well. Absolutely, correct, right. Rest of the day, equilateral, who you've been before, up against Highfield Princess, of course, in the King George. That looks a tough ask. Yeah, listen, he does not run a bad race. He finds it hard to win because he's 80-year-old, but easy 5 is his cup of tea.
I would like the ground a bit quicker, but you know, it is a tough race. He's 20-1 for a reason, but I like riding him. It's fun. Jimmy is a friend of mine, and we're gonna have fun.
And then you've got Mimikyu in the mile-and-a-half race, the Glorious Stakes. Is that on the short side for her?
Possibly, but you know, obviously, Free Wind and Mimikyu owned by the same person, and we didn't want to take each other on, so it made sense to split them. And you know, we got Free Wind in the mile and 6, and the filly in the mile and a half against Colts. She's so consistent and she's tough, and she'll obviously image looks good, but she's you know, she's solid.
And finally, I know it's a few days ago now, but I didn't get a chance to catch up with you with Courage Mon Ami. Obviously, we had Quickthorn being brilliantly ridden and the horse being brilliant up front. You were amongst the jockeys that were called into the stewards' room. Did you think everybody who finished behind the winner should have been called in, not just a select band?
I think we all got called in.
I heard from some of your colleagues there was only a select band.
Well, about 6. That's half of the field.
Okay, so what was your take?
Well, when I got to the top of the hill and I looked up and I was in a pocket. You know, I wanted to make a move, but I couldn't, and I knew then the race is over, and that's it.
Given the way the race panned out, are you still happy with him in terms of, you know, his ability? Do you still feel he's going forward?
Yeah, obviously, I think everybody was more interested or tried to beat me, and the race was run at a slow tempo, and we led the winner given an extended lead, and that's what really happened. And hopefully next time everybody concentrate, try to win the race by themselves. It might be a different story, but yeah, you know, things didn't work out. It happens.
And for future reference, did Courage Mon Ami handle the ground?
The ground wasn't that bad. It was good to soft. Yeah, it did. I don't think it's a horse that, I know he's 1 year a handicap, that the undulation of Goodwood for such a big unit be ideal. So a more conventional track, maybe like York or Doncaster, coming up, would be more discovery.
More useful thoughts. Thank you very much, Frankie. Well, we were all urging Sir Michael Stout to run Nostrum in the Sussex Stakes against Paddington. In the end, he went for the Group